Hey, what's up you guys? It is the little onion that could, and welcome back to my channel. So, oh my god, this week has been exciting because they have finally released information about Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. So I am gonna go over what they released on the 8th of June and then what they released tonight. First of all, let me preface this by saying I have been waiting for this shit like the rest of you. I have been excited to see what they're gonna do with this game. Now, I'm not so much excited about the gameplay and that we're still in this kind of style of the Union Cross. Not to say that the Union Cross art and everything is cool. It's really stylized and it's really cute. I just hope they like throw in like high definition cutscenes or something like that, because I would really love to see the new characters displayed in a light that we haven't seen before. But anyway, let's go over this. So, Xehanort, the strongest enemy in the Kingdom Hearts series, who always stood in the way of Sora and his friends. Why did this young boy become the Seeker of Darkness? That long journey will soon begin. So, yes, we finally have his story, because if you really think about it, we don't really know too much about Xehanort or his journey. Thankfully, they teased a lot of it in Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, so I'm really excited to delve into his past, as well as Ericus's, because I feel like Ericus was just kind of in the background for a lot of Kingdom Hearts, simply because he technically was done away with in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. But anyway, let's talk about the new characters. I'm so excited in this. I'm so excited about these new characters. So the way they revealed it was interesting. Like, you could tweet as many times as you wanted to and reply to the tweet that they sent out right here on the 8th. And if you did that, then they would automatically reply with a screenshot of one of the new characters. So let's look at all of them. So the first one we've got here is Vor. So a lot of people have been saying that this is Kairi's grandmother, and initially I thought so too. It could be her. I mean, what I'm about to say doesn't necessarily discount the theory that it could be Kairi's grandmother or somebody related to Kairi. But her eye color is a different shade than Kairi's and Kairi's grandmother, because Kairi and her grandmother have the same shade of blue, and their shade of blue is a little bit deeper than this. But still, that doesn't necessarily mean a damn thing. Vor apparently is some Norse goddess of wisdom or some shit. All of the new characters have Norse names. The only other character in Kingdom Hearts that we've seen with another Norse name is, I believe, Skuld, who very much might be related to one of the characters, but we'll talk about that in a second. But let me introduce all of them first. So that was Vor. Next, we've got Hermod. Listen, y'all know I can't pronounce shit, so I don't know what this says, but he's another Norse god. I think he's one of Odin's sons, and he, to me, looks very similar. I don't know, he's giving me like an ephemer vibe. Maybe a mix between Brain too, I'm not quite sure, but he's definitely giving me an ephemer vibe. I don't think he's evil. Then again, then a fucking again. I don't know if any of them are evil or not, to be honest, because a couple of them are looking a little suspicious, including Vor. I honestly don't trust that bitch. Even if she is Kairi's grandmother and she stands for wisdom and shit, she just looks like she's up to something. Anyway, back to Hermod. He looks like he's older than the rest of the group. He's a little bit taller. That doesn't necessarily mean he's older, but he does look a little bit more mature than the rest of the group. So it'll be interesting to see what his role is. And I'll comment on more about him once I finish with the rest of the characters. So let's move on. All right, next we've got Bragi. So Bragi is yet another Norse god who I believe is like with poetry and some shit. So the artsy fartsy one. He looks like a douchebag to me, like he knows that he's fine and everything like that. I'm not buying it though. He looks a little evil. His eyes are like orangish yellowish, so in the vein of what happens to Xehanort's eyes, Diz's eyes, which he does look a lot like. His eyes to me look more like Diz's eyes, because Diz's eyes, or excuse me, Ansem the Wise's eyes, are more orange than Xehanort's yellow. But that's just me. Maybe it's not that way, but I'm not quite sure. They might have the exact same color. Who the fuck knows? But anyway, that's Bragi. I do like his design. It looks really cool and chic and sexy. And he might just turn out to be one of my husbands next to Hermod. Hermod is a little bit more finer to me, but I have a thing for tall men, so Anyway,
let me stop thirsting.
Now let's get to the most suspicious bitch out of this bunch, and that is Erd. Erd is one of the goddesses of fates in Norse mythology, along with Skull and then some other bitch. And this is very curious to me because she also has yellowish orangish eyes, which makes me think that she is somehow related to a seeker of darkness or whatever. And given that her name comes directly from the goddesses of fate, it feels like she will have some significant role in Xehanort going down the path that he goes down. Aside from Xehanort's heartless intermingling with him and interfering with everything like that, I feel like there were other pieces in the chess game that led Xehanort to where he is today, aside from, of course, the Master of Masters, Lushu, and his own Heartless. But yeah,
this bitch.
I said Vor looked like she was up to something. This bitch looks like she's up to something, and I do not trust her, but I will love her at the end of the day because she looks like a really cool character. She almost reminds me of like a Sheik-esque character if her mask went up a little bit farther, and she reminds me of the outfits that Riku and Vanitas wear, you know, their little skin tight outfits that showed off their muscles and everything. It looks like she's wearing one of those. So we'll see what happens exactly with her, but she is one to watch. And I feel like because her name is Erd, and because Skuld is also a goddess of fate, these two are related, if only by the fact that their names represent that they are very heavily involved in the fates of the people that they are interacting with. But there's no proof to that yet, but that's my theory. I also have a theory that Skuld is the Subject X that people keep talking about that was from the secret reports. I feel like that is Skuld, but that has not been confirmed yet. Some people think it's Ava. I honestly think it's more likely to be Skuld, but we will see. So that is all of the new characters. They're all really cool looking. I love their designs, and we will just see how they are intertwined within the story. And the big question here that I have been wondering, and a lot of people have been wondering, is where the fuck did they go? Have we seen them before and we just didn't realize it yet? Some people think Bragi is related to Braig, and I don't know how true that is just based off of his name. I mean, names are important and everything like that, and anagrams are important in Kingdom Hearts, but still, I would need a little bit more evidence to believe that. I'm not saying it's not possible, because we know that Lushu jumps from body to body and has been doing so in order to, you know, oversee the events that happen over time. So who knows what's gonna happen? And obviously Bragi's eyes are yellowish gold, so trademark of darkness. But we will see what happens with that. Also,
just a side note,
does anybody else notice Ericus's arms and hands? It's a little bit off. Everything else looks really cool, but I can't stop seeing those. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to mention was that they all have the X mark. What is it called? The sigil of something else? Something or other, I can't remember, but they all have it on their clothes, and that usually means fate and destiny. They're marked for something. I don't fucking know. It's Kingdom Hearts and it's Nomura. We already know what we're dealing with here. Okay, let us look at the new stuff that they released tonight. So they just previewed some screenshots, 8 of them. Same deal with the character reveals. You gotta reply and they'll show you a random screenshot out of the 8 that they've chosen to show. So let's take a look at them. So this is the first one. It's just Ericus and Xehanort talking about, I'm assuming, Xehanort's time in Destiny Islands, because Ericus asks, what was it like on the other side of the ocean? And that implies to me that he's talking about when Xehanort goes off. Well, technically Xehanort is from the Destiny Islands, so maybe he's just asking him about that. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe it's something else, because we know that Scala ad Caelum is pretty much situated on a giant body of water. Daybreak Town is underneath it. We don't know everything about Scala ad Caelum, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a good chunk of information about it in this game, so I'm pretty excited. So this is the second one, and this is clearly Xehanort and his Heartless, who has now traveled through time as a heart, and is telling young Xehanort about his destiny. This is on the Destiny Islands. We've seen the scene of this in Dream Drop Distance when he was looking out into the ocean, and the screen basically just says, sometimes all it takes is a single step. So, I don't know where this corridor of darkness is leading to. I don't think that he, meaning Xehanort's Heartless, is taking young Xehanort into the future right now. I have a feeling that he's showing him something else, but we will see what happens with that. But this is a very interesting scene. Who knows where that fucking leads to? Guys, I'm so fucking excited about this story. I just want them to release the game now. All right, this is the third picture. So we've got all of the new characters. Xehanort and Ericus are magically missing. So we've got Erd sitting across the table. We've got Bragi and Hermod talking to each other. Vor seems to be sitting there looking
messy as hell.
Like I said,
I don't trust that bitch.
And I don't trust
Erd.
Seeing Erd's clothes, it really looks like Xehanort's Heartless's clothes. So the Ansem and Seeker of Darkness, they have the same kind of motif. So I wonder if there is a connection there. Once again, I wonder if she has anything to do with splitting him in two. Splitting Xehanort into his Heartless and Nobody. I have no idea. Who the fuck knows? Then again, we probably saw a scene with Xehanort doing it to himself.
I don't fucking know.
But there is that similarity in clothes, so I wanted to point that out. But other than that, we've got 7 chairs. 7. So we already know there's 6 cast members, right? So we got the new bitches and then Ericus and Xehanort. But the last one has to belong to their master. And I am very curious to see who it is. To be honest, for me, I feel like that would be more in line with Luxu versus Bragi being Luxu himself. And that is because Luxu was tasked with passing down the Gazing Eye, whatever the fucking Keyblade of Master Xehanort's, who was originally the Master of Masters. He was tasked with giving the Chosen One that Keyblade, and we've already seen a scene where it's on the wall and Ericus and Xehanort are talking about it being passed down. That makes me think the other chair is the Master's chair, and that Master is more than likely Luxu, in my opinion. Tell me what you think about that, but anyway, that's all I thought about with this scene. All right, we've just got the 4th screenshot, and it's honestly just showing the gameplay, and honestly, I'm really fucking not impressed. First of all,
we're back to this ratchet ass art in the card art, and I do not want to see it.
We really couldn't have gone high definition with this shit. Ugh, it literally disgusts me, but whatever. They had that shit on deck, so they decided to use it. But anyway, it looks like we've got Xehanort using a light attack, which makes sense. He's part of the light right now. We have not seen him cross over to the darkness. His eyes are like grayish blue or whatever color they are right now. He's using an attack called Blade of 7, and we've got Ericus and Erd in the party. So clearly we're playing as Xehanort because the game is about Xehanort. I don't know what this Heartless thing and whatever emblem that is up there. I'm not quite sure what the emblem on the right is with the 135 number next to it. I really don't know what that is, but we will see the details of all of this. For now, it just looks interesting, I guess, but I'm still like, I still don't give a shit. I only care about the goddamn story. All right, so the 5th screenshot we've got here is seemingly showing,
oh god,
I just realized we've got fucking jewels as the currency. Whoopee. And it looks like skip tickets as well. Oh, and then there's that emblem again. I don't know what that means, but it must have something to do with, I'm not even gonna pretend to know. I don't fucking know. So it looks like Xehanort has his own HP, his own strength, defense, magic, and magic resist. He might even have physical resist as well. We just don't know and we can't see based on what's equipped in his deck. But it looks like whatever cards you put in affect his stats. So that's different than Union Cross versus like having medals that have their own stat and own strength and all of that. So the cards are bolstering the character itself. So that I feel is interesting and could make for more interesting gameplay, but still I'm iffy on it, and I'm
not excited to see fucking jewels.
Hopefully they're fair in this fucking game, but we'll see. All right, and we've got the 6th one, so it's just another battle shot. We've got Xehanort using Spark Break this time, and Hermod is in our group along with Ericus. It looks like we've got more Heartless, same kind of Heartless from Union Cross. I'm kind of confused because I thought Pureblood Heartless were from the world of dark, or the realm of darkness, and Emblem Heartless were created by Xehanort, so I'm confused as to why they're here. Maybe he didn't create them and just took credit for it. Maybe I could be talking out of my ass. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. I don't feel like looking this shit up right now. All right, we are on number 7. Ooh, sis, you need to get you some jewels, honey.
It's looking a little bare there, sweetie.
But anyway, this is just the album, so it looks like with every enemy that you fight, you get a picture of them. I don't fucking know. So if you look on the sides of them, we've got different slots, and it looks like there's 4. I wonder what that's for. Is it because maybe there are different variations of them, or maybe once you encounter them a certain number of times, you get a certain prize for it? I'm not quite sure, but we will see. And then the last one is once again another fucking battle thing, but this one is a little bit different. So once again, we've got Xehanort and Ericus in the party, but this time we have Vor, and she seems to be buffing Xehanort, buffing his magic. So it says Xehanort Mage up. That is interesting to me, and if you look at his icon at the top left, his health bar, there's a little +2 magic up thing. So I think that's interesting. It's a different mechanic. And I'm wondering how difficult these fights will get. This might be a little bit more fun than Union Cross because it's just activating metals and seeing what happens. This one seems to be you're going to be tapping and really a lot more into it. Granted, there is a fucking auto button, so I don't know, but we'll just have to see. But anyway, guys, that was all that they revealed today. Unlike on the 8th, they didn't say when they're gonna update again. It could be today, or excuse me, today. They did update it today, you fucking dumbass. It could be tomorrow, it could be Friday, it could be Monday, Saturday, Sunday, who the fuck knows until the release. But if they continue to push out this information, it seems like we are going to be getting this game possibly by the end of the month. Who the fuck knows? And that would be just in time for the power creep that I think is happening in Union Cross. It would be the perfect time to have the collaboration that was supposed to be happening between this game and Union Cross. But anyway, that's all I got to say to you tonight. I will see you guys in the next video, which will more than likely be tomorrow. We will be discussing whatever new banner that they come out with, and maybe we'll discuss the new story missions that came out because we got some new ones. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.